If you catched us last week, you saw when we made our way south in the San Juan Islands. The boat-building city Port Townsend was our next stop. And we finally made it to Seattle, which is our last stop for the year, and the completion of our Alaska and BC cruising season. I get Breaking Bad vibes from this look.
Yeah, some chemicals. It's the preservative for the membrane to the water maker. And it's pretty strong on your lungs when you blend it in the water. Feels almost corrosive on your, when you breathe it in. Strong stuff. I'm pickling the water maker today, preserving the membrane. So, because we're leaving the boat here in the marina now for a while, so we don't really need it. So then it's best to do this pickling. Otherwise you need to do this back flush every 4 or 5 days or so. So it's easier just to pickle it and then it can sit. But it's pretty strong, that stuff that you put in. So it's good to have a mask.
We have a long to-do list to finish during our time in Seattle, and living aboard while doing all this work will be a challenge.
One of our main priorities is to build a new chain locker. The current one has pretty much deteriorated and isn't working well any longer. Johan built it himself in the Canaries out of cheap indoor plywood, which was the only type available. It was what we could afford at the time, but it has lasted for 2.5 years, which isn't too bad. We let out anchor and all of the 90-meter chain on the bottom.
Pretty windy today. Glad we made it in time here to Seattle.
Now we're gonna go flying airplane! Exciting! We've been so fortunate to be able to go fly helicopter in Vancouver, and now we're gonna fly an airplane over Seattle. It's not super clear today, the sky, but we'll see.
Avenue. Den högra filen för att ta avfart 161 till.
We were going to meet Long, who is a pilot that also likes sailing videos.
I'm taking one of those to Scotland a couple of years ago, this red one.
Oh, wow.
Cool. Went to Scotland, went to Iceland. And I took one of these all the way down to Barcelona a few years ago. So who want to sit up front?
Oh,
You go ahead, Malin.
the question, who's
Yeah, but that
gonna
was-
sit up front?
Yeah, but you sit up front. I did last time we flew. I was up front. so,
Okay, thanks.
yeah.
I got to sit in the front seat.
Come on in. Thanks. I've been flying since I was 16.
Wow.
Yeah, I get about 18,000 hours of flying time. Just a couple.
Just a couple, yeah.
Seattle is home to many international companies like Starbucks, Amazon, Microsoft and Boeing. During the 90s, the city was the epicenter for grunge, with bands like Nirvana, Pearl Jam and Soundgarden. But the city has produced a long list of world-known artists, like Jimi Hendrix and Ray Charles, to name a few.
Down there is Bill Gates' house, the second richest man in the world. And believe it or not, his neighbor Jeff Bezos, Amazon's founder, is even richer. The clouds made for a mysterious setting, and Long, who is also a professional photographer, was almost more excited than us. It was pretty cool to fly over Snoqualmie Falls and imagine being Detective Cooper looking for Laura Palmer's murderer. Oh, it's so much fun. So really nice now when the sun went down and we could see all the lights from the skyscrapers, the Space Needle. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot.
Welcome, you guys.
Long showed us one of the hangars, which housed many impressive planes.
And then the engine will run, but you gotta make sure you let go and run the front end of the engine on the turbo chassis.
Wow. And no pedals.
No, the pedals are right there.
Will be my next career.
Hey, you wanna go fly? And that's how
So there's a lot of Swedish influences here in Seattle, or Scandinavian. And today we're going to the Swedish club to eat some pancakes. Hey, 2 tickets? Yeah.
It feels strange, like when you're away from your home country, you get so much more attached to it. So now I'm like, oh, look, all these Swedish things that normally we don't really care about. So just for example, this what is called? Duken on this table is over all the regions in Sweden. So this is where we're from, Skåne. So we're definitely gonna have a fika later, which is like the activity you do when you sit down, have a coffee or tea and something sweet.
Pancakes.
Oh yeah, they're serving pancakes today. Yeah.
The Swedish Club was founded in 1892 by Swedes that had immigrated to the US and settled down in the Seattle area. The club has grown and has become a center of activities for all Nordic countries.
My great-grandfather, he used to make these kind of stuff, baskets, and he also made bowls from the birch trees, like the knobs that goes out. And this is made of, it's called nävo, So it's like, you call it like the bark on the trees that you peel off and you weave these or you braid these.
And
Like they didn't feel like Finnish anymore. So they felt strange going back to Finland. So they actually...
Nej, jag vet. Nej, jag vet inte. Jag har inte träffat någon svenskar än. Men det är väl svensk ättling antar jag. Men vi får se.
So in school we learned to do this, väva. And this is supposed to be a carpet, I guess, or a rug. And this kind of rug is called trasmatta. Because you do it like from slices like this, from leftovers and stuff like that. So in school we have a subject called syslöjd and träslöjd. So that's like sewing handicraft and wood handicraft. So you try different things to learn, and this was one of the things we learned. And my grandmother, she used to work with this.
Yeah, so this is a typical old-fashioned Swedish fika with some classical Swedish cookies. I don't know the names. I remember my grandma used to do these.
This is like a chocolate chokladsnitt. Chocolate snit. This is with cardamom. More like a bun. We're not having the pancakes today. I mean, Johan makes them almost every week, so...
Yeah, and the queue is like 100 meters.
I know. They seems to be really popular. So they do the Swedish pancakes the first Sunday every month, which is today. Yeah, the queue is like, I don't know, really long.
So yeah, that was great fun.
That was so much fun.
So now we're going to go to our first ever American football game.
Yay!
They say there's going to be around 70,000 people.
So now we're gonna try to find the parking.
Yeah.
So it's the Seattle team Seahawks against the Chargers today. And I think that's why there's so many people, because they're playing on the home court or home base or home field, I don't know what it's called. A hawk flew out on the field to start off the game. It was quite the show. We didn't understand much of the rules, but it was great fun to watch everything that happened. What is that?
Kalles caviar. It's really nice Swedish stuff.
Rotten eggs.
No.
Was it good?
Yeah.
Had you missed the taste?
I mean, I only eat this with egg, but it's nice. But I guess it's pretty special if you weren't brought up with this stuff.
So it's like you eat egg with eggs on top.
Yes.
Fish eggs.
Normal eggs with fish eggs on top.
It took me a while to figure out a good design for the chain locker, and I did the drawings in both millimeters and inches. We emailed the drawings, and after a couple of days we went to pick up the box.
Yeah, all the measurements seems to be correct. So if there's a problem now, it's my fault.
To be able to put the box in place, we stripped down the walls and removed some old brackets.
Ja, det ser ut som det passar.
It's important to have access to the box, to be able to clean and manage the chain. So manhatch is a must.
Are you excited for tonight?
Yeah, we're going to have a meetup in here, and yeah, it looks like it's going to come a lot of people, maybe over 100. So it's going to be pretty cool. I'm a bit nervous actually, but yeah, it's a beautiful evening.
This has been our biggest meetup so far, with over 160 people joining us to listen to our story and ask questions.
Thank you. So welcome. We're going to have a...
Maybe roughly, it's hard to say, depends on what kind of... It was great fun, and it showed how big the boating community is around Puget Sound.
Long invited us for a second flight, and this time we're going to fly east to the Cascade Mountains.
Oh, sorry.
The peaks were covered in snow, and the wind was pretty strong between the mountains, which made it a bumpy flight.
The foggy layer in the sky was smoke from the big California fires that were raging down south. And the smoke had been picked up by the jet winds and made it all the way up here.
feeling?
Feel like I've been in a roller coaster or out at sea in rough weather. I'm like sweating. I'm sweating my pants, even if I was so cold. Whew, I got a little teensy nauseous up there.
Yeah, I saw that.
You did?
You looked a bit white
Was
for a while.
I look pale.
Yes, but it was great. I mean, it's really nice mountains up there.
Hope you liked the episode, guys. Thanks for watching, and we're so happy to be able to create these videos on our own terms. If you want to support our production, please take a look at our Patreon page. See you next week.